So a DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. And what does that mean? What does that stand for? The answer is super unclear at this point. Vitalik has written extensively about it. There are a number of other scholars who have kind of tried to address this point, and they're coming from a lot of different angles. There are people looking at it from the human angle, creating human organizations on the blockchain that are aligned around shared values, shared principles.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the DAOstack angle, I would say, or that's currently what our angle is with Alchemy. But there's also, there's the AI angle. There's the idea of like truly autonomous, not even like organizations, but also like organisms.
Yeah.
In a sense, doing things on a blockchain, and that's when you get into projects like Golem and their idea of like neural networks mining blockchains one day and trading for themselves, doing real crazy things. That's not as much the angle that we're coming from here. The idea is, at least the idea behind DAOstack and what we're trying to do is narrow in the sense that we're looking at currently we're looking at human organizations that are interested in scaling up and maintaining alignment between small groups of decision makers and the will of the greater majority, the 51% quorum that is fairly typical for a democratic institution.
All right. And so why do we need DAOs? Why do we need decentralized autonomous organizations? What is wrong with the current way of organizing?
Yeah, so this is a good question. I found this article yesterday. It was from the UN, and the article basically said, we have 10 years to really organize and figure out how to deal with the threat of climate change. This is a very big threat.
I saw it as well.
Very alarming, right?
Yeah,
this is something that we need to take seriously. So what's currently going on? How do people like really fight climate change? We get all our leaders, we go to a conference, they all commit to doing X, Y, Z, and then they give themselves a pat on the back, they go home, they tell their home country, and then nobody actually does what they promise. Exactly. That's the system we have now. It's very poorly designed in terms of incentives. There's no incentive for anyone to really cooperate on a global scale. And this is extremely problematic. This is what's causing a lot of these global issues to get worse and worse and become, unsustainable. So why do we need DAOs? We need DAOs because we need a new form of global organization that can build a fundamentally different incentive structure. So everyone is kind of, I don't want to say forced, but I want to say nudged to become more of a team player. Yeah. Once we have that, once we've figured that out and created that framework, we're going to be able to solve these big issues which we can't currently solve within our current, I would say, socioeconomic paradigm.
Yeah. All right.